Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that is as vast and complex as the structure itself, the Great Wall of America. Now, I know what you might be thinking, a wall. In America, we're not talking about a single, continuous brick and mortar structure like the Great Wall of China. Instead, we're talking about a multifaceted system, a combination of physical barriers, advanced technology, and dedicated personnel that stretches across the nearly 2,000-mile U.S. Mexico border. It's a concept that's been debated, designed, and developed for decades, evolving with every new administration and technological leap. So, what exactly is this Great Wall? Let's break it down. The idea of a fortified border isn't new. For much of American history, the border was a relatively open line on a map. But as the 20th century progressed, concerns over illegal immigration and smuggling grew. The first significant physical barriers began to appear in the 1990s, with Operation Gatekeeper in San Diego. This involved erecting miles of fencing, primarily made of surplus military landing mats from the Vietnam War. It was a humble beginning, a patchwork effort focused on urban areas where crossings were most frequent. These early fences were the first bricks in what would become a much larger and more sophisticated system. They were a sign of a changing mindset, shifting from a loosely monitored border to one that required a physical presence and deterrence. Fast forward to the 21st century, and the concept of the wall has become much more high-tech. The modern Great Wall is a complex tapestry woven from different materials and technologies. In some areas, you'll see towering steel bollard fences, designed to be difficult to climb and cut. These can be up to 30 feet high, a formidable physical deterrent. In other, more remote or rugged terrains, the barrier might be a simpler vehicle fence, designed to stop cars but not necessarily people on foot. But the physical barriers are only one part of the story. The real might of this system lies in its technological integration. Think of it as a digital shield. The wall is augmented by a massive network of sensors, cameras, and drones. We're talking about ground sensors that can detect the vibrations of footsteps, high-resolution cameras with night vision and thermal imaging capabilities, and unmanned aerial vehicles or drones that provide a constant eye in the sky. These drones can patrol vast, inaccessible stretches of desert and mountains, sending real-time video back to command centers. All this data flows into centralized hubs where analysts use artificial intelligence to spot anomalies and direct resources. It's a fusion of old-school fortification and futuristic surveillance, creating what officials call a virtual wall. So, who are the soldiers guarding this wall? They are the dedicated men and women of the U.S. Border Patrol. Founded way back in 1924, the Border Patrol has evolved from a small group of mounted inspectors into a massive federal law enforcement agency. Today, over 19,000 agents patrol the border on foot, in all-terrain vehicles, on horseback, and from the air. Their job is incredibly demanding and dangerous. They face scorching desert heat, freezing mountain nights, and treacherous terrain, all while dealing with a wide range of situations. From apprehending smugglers to providing life-saving medical aid to migrants in distress. These agents are the human element of the wall, the boots on the ground that make the system function. They undergo extensive training at the Border Patrol Academy in New Mexico, where they learn everything from immigration law and Spanish to tactical driving and firearms proficiency. Their mission is twofold: to prevent illegal entries and to enforce U.S. law. But it's often more complicated than that. Agents frequently find themselves acting as first responders, rescuing people lost in the harsh wilderness without food or water. It's a role that requires a unique blend of law enforcement toughness and humanitarian compassion. They are the frontline defenders of this complex border system. Now, let's talk about the idea of the wall as a shield. Proponents of a strong border barrier argue that it's an essential tool for national security. They see it as a shield against a variety of threats, including the flow of illegal drugs, transnational criminal organizations, and potential security risks. The argument is that a secure, controlled border allows the nation to better regulate who and what comes in. From this perspective, the wall is a critical piece of infrastructure, as vital as highways or power grids, for protecting the country's sovereignty and the safety of its citizens. The physical and virtual barriers are designed to slow people down, giving agents the crucial time needed to respond and apprehend them. The economic and social impact of an unsecured border is a central part of this argument. Supporters point to the costs associated with illegal immigration, including strains on social services, schools, and healthcare. They also highlight the devastating impact of drug trafficking on communities across the country. In their view, the cost of building and maintaining the wall, while substantial, is a necessary investment to mitigate these larger, long-term costs. The wall, in this sense, is seen as a shield not just for physical security, but for the economic and social well-being of the nation. However, it is impossible to discuss the Great Wall of America without acknowledging the intense controversy and criticism surrounding it. Opponents argue that the wall is an expensive and ineffective symbol that fails to address the root causes of migration. They point out that people have always found ways to go over, under, or around physical barriers. Critics also raise significant humanitarian concerns, arguing that the wall forces migrants to take more dangerous routes through remote and deadly terrain, leading to a tragic loss of life. The Sonoran Desert, for example, is littered with the remains of those who perished trying to cross. Furthermore, the environmental impact of the wall is a major point of contention. The construction of fences and roads fragments delicate ecosystems, disrupts wildlife migration corridors for animals like jaguars and ocelots, and can cause flooding and erosion. Environmental groups have filed numerous lawsuits to halt construction, arguing that it permanently damages irreplaceable natural habitats. There's also the argument about the wall's message. To many, it stands as a symbol of exclusion and hostility, running contrary to America's identity as a nation of immigrants. It's a debate that touches on fundamental questions about security, morality, and what it means to be a welcoming nation. So, what does the future hold for the Great Wall of America? It's likely to remain a dynamic and evolving system. The focus seems to be shifting even more towards technology. We're talking about more advanced AI to analyze sensor data, smarter drones with longer flight times, and perhaps even autonomous patrol robots in the future. The idea of a smart wall that relies more on technology than on a continuous physical barrier is gaining traction. This approach could be more cost-effective and less environmentally damaging, while still providing a high level of surveillance and control. Ultimately, the Great Wall of America is more than just fences and cameras. It's a reflection of our ongoing national conversation about security, immigration, and our place in the world. It's a physical and technological manifestation of a deep political and social divide. Whether you see it as a necessary shield, a colossal waste of money, or a humanitarian crisis, its presence on the southern border shapes the lives of millions, from the agents who patrol it to the migrants who attempt to cross it, and the communities that live in its shadow. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, and it will undoubtedly continue to be a defining feature of the American landscape for years to come. Thanks so much for watching. This is a really complex topic, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is the most effective way to manage our borders? Let's have a respectful discussion. And if you found this video interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating topics. We'll see you in the next one.